So I really admire about you guys the fact that you were just so intentional with, taking a stand and doing something that really got the nation to rally around everyone. And so I'm just so happy to see that like people from all different faiths and people are able to also rediscover their faith and everything just because of your bold walk and, just looks like 22 gentlemen doing something and just taking one step at a time. And so I think that you guys are just really cool leaders in the sense that I think our nation will always look back to this kind of history and hopefully have many other, similar things in different forms. And so I just am so happy that you guys did this. And I was actually just in DC, but I didn't catch you guys there because I was running around the Capitol and everything. And so I ended up coming here to come see you guys, and so I'm happy it worked out. And so my name's Riley, and I just wanted to, our theme of our conference actually was talking about like growth and like flourishing and everything. And so I had these little like, I guess, flower things on me. And as you guys were talking, I wrote down like a couple points like that I like appreciated from each of you. And so I like have 22 of them. And so I just wanted to hand these to you guys, and hopefully you can pass them off to everybody. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I really appreciate it. And with that being said, I just have one quick question. So, when we were in high school, we learned a lot to like, like event focused on workout. And so I was talking about a lot of times there are things that like an event happens, but then not like you guys really want to work on controlling your response. So then overall the outcome for both you and the world is better. And so for me, like sometimes there's really high stress and it's really hard to kind of get back to that equilibrium and everything that like is that inner peace. And so I'm just kind of wondering, like, thinking about that philosophy, what are you guys thinking, like how does that apply to your practice and how can we all like join and help us do that?
Thank you.
I know it's a lot,
but thank you for all these.
Thank you.
This is love. Thank you so much, and I'll make sure all our venerable monks will have one. Thank you. We have boxes of notes from all ages along this road. So much love, and I try to spend some time to read each and every one of it, and we keep them all. Who knows later on what's going to happen, so people have been talking about museum and things like that. So definitely a lot of kids, they also send us notes, drawing, very beautiful. It's very beautiful. Thank you. And for your questions, I truly believe anything that is happening around us, if we be able to manage, we don't control anything, okay? The more we want to control anything, the more we're going to be suffering. That's going to give us more stress. Manage our emotion and feelings is the key. We just manage without reaction. Anything happen, instead of react, that I always say that we just slow down. When we be able to slow down, we be able to take a deep breath and stay focused within this present moment. For us, like, is when we talk, it's not like every time when we talk, that problem come in and we take a breath. No. I stay focused on the talking. But stay focused on that talking, it doesn't mean that it draw me into it. It doesn't mean that I'm following all those, and then whenever thoughts pop up, whenever angry or any type of burning in my chest, and then I keep letting it grow. It's not like that. When I feel something that is uneasy, then I know that, okay, I have to switch. Either I take a deep breath, either I stay focused, or either I mumbling a sutta, or either if I just recite something silently in my head, right? For any of the problem comes, if we be able to shift that, it could help us at that moment. And then once we are calm enough, once we are stay calm and cool, we be able to come back to that problem and continue discussion and things like that.
That's a good strategy. Thank you.
Yes. So we have to you have to switch the thought, our mind to a different person, image, right? Let's say if anger arises from that person, and if we keep thinking and that face keep popping up in our head, we cannot calm down, right? It's because we are not mindful enough. But when we are mindful enough and we know that, oh, that is just a sound. Sound is just a sound, that's not a problem at all. It comes to this ear and it goes out to that ear. We are not capturing it in here, we're not recording it in here. So that's not a problem. But for most of us, when we started, when that face pop up, if we keep on letting that face pop in our head, then we cannot stay focused and we cannot calm down. That is when I will switch that face to a different face. That image of that person to my father, the person who I respect, the Buddha, or whoever that you respect the most, or whoever that bring you joy, whoever that bring you peace, think of that person instead. And instead of that voice, now switches to a different voice. A sutta, a song, at least something that for you to stay focused in it instead of that voice of that person.
And then one more thing, so I was wondering, what's your take on like note-taking and everything? Because like for me personally, so like say I have yellow and I have blue and I have red, and so I'll like kind of organize different colors, and then I'll like take something and I want to just get it out of my mind, out of sight, out of mind. I'll write it down so I know if I want to like revisit it later, I could come back to it. Versus then like, and then I could maybe even just put it in a physical bin and put it in a drawer, and then it's out of sight, out of mind for the day. And then if there's another day and I decide, hey, I want to look at that, I want to think about that, I want to meditate on it, reflect on it, or pray on it, then I will. And then, maybe that day, the next day, I grab my blue thing. So if I need some encouragement, I'll like have, on my mirror, I'll put some little encouraging things, like whether that be Bible verses or encouraging like phrases or just anything that's a pick me up, or, from other faith texts. And so that's something that helps me. And then sometimes I'll like, then kind of keep things in different places, like in my car or in my, just different places I walk often. And then you can like pass those along to people. So like quite literally kind of what we're doing. And so then you're like to a nation, then passing encouragement. And so like it each takes time to like, not only be mindful in our own heads, but then write those reflections down and then, like move them out of our sight, out of our mind, and then, bring the ones back when we want to, and then pass them on to different people. I think that through paper, like every single thing is a gift, and so we can take our mind and then like we can kind of pass those encouraging things on to people, and then like when I look at it, it's like a visible reminder. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you guys like to like keep them in your mind? Do you like to share, like pass along? Because it seems like that's what your movement has been doing, is like vocalizing a generation.
I think that I can see how, because you've been giving me a lot of different colors paper here. Well, I think it's the way of each person handling things, right?
Yeah.
So different mindset, different ways. Nothing wrong with it, as long as you think that is helpful for you. Just do it. Like me, I say, if I think that thought is gonna benefit me and the others, I just go for it. So it doesn't matter how you do it, how you proceed it, as long as it's helpful for you and the others, just go for it. But for us, for the Buddhist monk, we don't have to go through all these color things. Okay, we just straightforward.
Last question, I promise, last question. How about when like a friend, for example, like I was walking with my one friend and she gets very overstimulated when we're going through DC. And so I could say one thing to her, but I could say the same exact thing to someone, and it would be like, I said, hello, great to see you. And then for her, that would be just really overstimulating. And so how do you like, you could say a very nice intention thing, but then you could also be talking to like a different person that's not receptive to it or is more receptive to it. So like, how do you gauge a person and like make sure you're being mindful of their thoughts while also,
You can't, because you can't read their mind, right? So you just have to be you.
Yeah, true.
You just have to be you and be mindful on everything that you do, everything you say. Okay? When people react, if you know that, okay, it's not the right thing to do, it's not the right thing to say, and just stop right there. That's it. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know I had a lot of questions, but thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Is he's calm? Alright. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Hello, are you here?
Can we see
Can
Aloka?
aloka come out?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, he meditates a lot. Whenever I convince him to as I stay, he's just gonna stay there and whine inside. And what is it? Okay, a letter. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I mostly want to say, so we've been touched when I'm telling you that, here, I stay in the rain. Just that you did this for me. You were amazing. No one.
Well, because I don't know why it's raining and you still have to stand in the rain and wait for us to come out to talk. It just, there's an uneasy feeling for me. Yeah. But thank you so much. There's so much love. And sometimes when too much love is not giving me good feeling either. Yes. Yes, we have. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I know that we have a lot of questions, but we are running out of time and we have to leave too, and we have the lunch program as well. Yes, ma'am.
I want to present him with this man.
Yeah, please receive. Please receive.
One of the questions, I got a question now. I'll go to my wife. Condition behind that idea.
Are you taking
I've had people in the computer and landing that systems further. All because of that is it's okay. Well, I love it. And the monkeys are laughing. And it's like you have no control. And then you go ask to leave. To feel and to take care of how to handle people that are so viciously inspired in word, in emotion, in action. I think I feel so how I was just a for the spot. I was mother takes life first. And I just so much. And I got to take what I love and I have to be on the video road. I'm hit, I'm a mother. And I just get so overwhelmed that I shut myself out of the world and hide because I don't want to be in front of these people. And I just, and I found you guys on Facebook. You guys have warmed my heart with joy. And the answer to the prayer of the world from the universe, because the universe resolves us.
Just to be here in the
And I want to thank you for taking the time, every step, every pain, every storm, every rainbow. And I want to thank you for pouring that I wrote. That I wrote, thank you. Wow. That I wrote it back February the 23rd, 2009. And past 2 weeks, I've been seeing the number 111. 111. Today, 111. And point is storms and rainbows. And I'd like to be there.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, I will read it. Okay. Thank you so much. You just have to be you. There will be many toxic people out there. Okay? But the more you react, the more they're happy. So no react. And just be you. We cannot stop people from saying that such thing like us. People been cursing at us, shouting at us, and then step on gas pedal so that the black smoke cover all of us. All those hurtful things along our journey. But I always react with kindness. May you be well, happy, and peaceful with a smile. And then we continue our way. Just don't let all those people bother you. Just have to manage our emotion and feeling. Come back to this present moment, breathe. It will help you. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. And we definitely have to move to our next location. So thank you so much for all the love and support. May you all be well, be happy, and be beautiful.
Thank you so much.
No?
Say hello.
Respected Pastor, Reverend, and first of all, I would like to pay respect to our pastor here who hosted us to overnight, and thank you so much, everyone, for coming for us on this journey. When we going home, we arrived here about over 1 a.m. last, and then we rest. And now we get to meet with each other. I thought we just go straight home. Aloka, would you please? It's my show, Aloka. Sorry, Aloka is like that when he see his friends. How are we today this morning? Are we not working?
Not too early.
Oh, so thank you so much for that. Thank you. So on this journey, this is our 111 days for this journey. It's a long journey, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a long journey, and we still continue this journey as I always talk about it. Even though we end in Washington D.C., but that is not the final destinations, and that is why we are here this morning on the way back to Fort Worth, Texas. Aloka, Aloka. So active. He's under restriction, but it's like that. And so our journey will continue, even though the venerable monks we will say goodbye to each other in Fort Worth, Texas, after the welcoming back, after the Lunar New Year on the 17th. And some venerable monks will go back to Vietnam, to France, to Thailand, and venerable monks will go back to their temple in Utah, New York, and Houston, and so on. But we will never stop on walking on this path together with you all, because I already talked about it. On the journey to find peace for ourselves, we definitely have to walk every day. Walk every day means we practice mindfulness. We practice mindfulness to find peace for ourselves, to slow down. Because without mindfulness, we definitely will go back to the old days and suffer again over and over. We've been living without mindfulness, and that's how the world spins us, that is how the world triggers us. And the more they spin us, the more they trigger us, and we just keep on reacting. And the more we react, the more we suffer. We are the only one, the only person who will suffer. For that reasons, everywhere we go, we always share with you the key to unlock that, which is each and every breath. We breathe in and breathe out every second. That is how we stay alive. But I always said, seems like we died a long time ago. We never pay attention to our breath. We didn't even have a moment to slow down, to feel our heartbeat. Because we were way too busy. Just the cell phone alone, we are way too busy using it, surfing the internet, and communicating with the others. A lot of things, right? We spend a lot of time with that. When I go to when I travel at the airport, I just sit there and look around. I see so many people around me, but it's just like this world is totally separated. It's because everybody is using the phone to communicate with someone else, while the person in front of them, they are doing the same thing. They barely communicate with each other. And that just make me question, keep thinking and thinking over it. Back then, before the smartphone came out, how does people live? They're very kind to each other, they support each other, they care for each other, they ask for each other a lot, support and help and everything. But since technologies rise, and then everybody just have their own world. Each and every one of us have our own world, yes? Inside, we have our own world. And this world has been really tough already. So much thing in this world already. But after the technologies, when it's rise high, and we added a lot more problem and challenge to our world. That is why we cannot stay calm and focused.
There is something profoundly moving about the image of a human being simply walking through the rain for peace. When we strip away the noise of our modern lives, the notifications, the deadlines, the constant hum of anxiety, we are left with the most elemental of actions, putting one foot in front of the other. It is a gesture of immense courage, not because it is complex, but because it is so radically simple. In a world that rewards speed and efficiency, the act of walking slowly, deliberately, and with intention becomes a form of rebellion. It declares that peace is not a destination we arrive at after we have solved all our problems. Rather, peace is the way we move through the problems themselves. The pilgrimage of the Walk for Peace, spanning over 100 days and thousands of miles, serves as a mirror for our own internal landscapes. We may not be walking across a continent, but we are all navigating the treacherous terrain of our own minds and hearts. The storms we face are often invisible, made of grief, anger, and uncertainty, yet the instruction remains the same. Keep walking, keep breathing, and keep your heart open, even when the sky turns dark. This journey toward inner peace begins with a difficult realization, one that runs contrary to almost everything we are taught in our culture of achievement. We must surrender our obsession with control. We often move through life believing that if we just plan enough, worry enough, or manipulate our circumstances skillfully enough, we can prevent suffering. We try to control the weather, the traffic, the opinions of others, and the outcomes of our efforts. But the wisdom of the road teaches us that the more we try to control the uncontrollable, the more we suffer. The grip of control is the very source of our stress. It is a clenched fist trying to hold onto water. The Venerable reminds us that we cannot stop the rain from falling, nor can we stop difficult people from being difficult. The world will spin, and events will unfold in ways we did not authorize. However, surrendering control does not mean we become passive victims of circumstance. There is a profound difference between controlling the world and managing our own inner state. While we cannot command the ocean, we can learn to sail the ship. Managing our emotions is the key to liberation. It is the art of tending to the garden of the mind, weeding out the reactive impulses and watering the seeds of patience. When we stop trying to force the world to be different and start focusing on how we navigate what is, the heavy burden of anxiety begins to lift. We realize that our safety lies not in a perfect environment, but in a resilient and adaptable mind. We shift from being the director of a chaotic play to being the calm observer, capable of witnessing the drama without being consumed by it. The primary tool for this management is the sacred pause. In our rushed existence, we have lost the space between the stimulus and the response. When something happens, a rude comment, a sudden delay, a flash of bad news, we are programmed to react instantly. We flare up, we shut down, or we lash out. We are like dry tinder, waiting for a spark. The practice of mindfulness invites us to reclaim that space. It asks us to slow down. When we slow down, we buy ourselves a moment of freedom. In that moment, we can take a deep breath. This is not just a physiological reset, it is a spiritual anchor. The breath brings us back to the present moment, the only place where life actually exists. When we are lost in reaction, we are usually time traveling, regretting the past or fearing the future. But when we focus on the breath, or on the conversation happening right now, or on the sensation of our feet on the ground, we return to the sanctuary of the now. The Venerable speaks of this with a gentle clarity. Even when discussing a problem, we do not need to drown in the problem. We can stay focused on the discussion itself, on the human connection, without letting the emotional weight of the issue drag us under. It is a practice of containment. We can acknowledge the fire in the chest or the heat of anger without adding more fuel to it. By simply noticing the emotion, this is anger, without acting on it, we rob it of its power to control us. We become the sky, vast and spacious, allowing the clouds of emotion to pass through without altering our essential nature. Yet, we all know that the mind is sticky. Sometimes, simply breathing isn't enough to dislodge a persistent, painful thought or a gripping resentment. We replay arguments in the shower. We visualize the face of someone who hurt us until our blood boils. This is where the practice of switching becomes a vital skill for emotional survival. The mind can only hold one primary object of focus at a time. If we allow the face of an enemy to occupy the screen of our mind, we are inviting them to live rent-free in our consciousness, poisoning our inner peace. The Venerable offers a practical, almost mechanical solution: switch the channel. When the image of someone who causes you pain arises, consciously and immediately replace it with the image of someone you love and respect deeply. Visualize your father, your mother, a beloved teacher, or a figure of divine compassion like the Buddha or Jesus. Replace the face of hatred with a face of love. It sounds simple, but it is a radical act of mental hygiene. Why should we let the people who have hurt us dominate our internal world? Why give them that power? Furthermore, we must learn to strip sensory input of its emotional baggage. We are taught that sound is just a sound. When someone speaks harsh words, physically, it is merely vibration traveling through the air, entering one ear and leaving the other. It is our mind that catches the sound, interprets it as an insult, records it, and plays it back on a loop. If we can let the sound pass through us like wind through a net, we remain unharmed. We can choose to switch the internal soundtrack from the voice of a critic to the sound of a sutra, a favorite song, or a mantra of gratitude. We have the power to curate the gallery of our own minds. This protection of our inner world is essential because, inevitably, we must walk through a world that is not always kind. We will encounter toxicity. We will meet people who are viciously violent in words, as one seeker on the path described. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of negativity that exists in modern society, the road rage, the online vitriol, the casual cruelty. It can feel like we are walking through a cloud of black smoke. The Venerable uses this visceral image, people cursing the earth, stepping on the gas pedal, and covering everyone behind them in a choking exhaust of anger. The instinct is to roll up the windows, to shut down, or worse, to roll down the window and scream back, inhaling the smoke in the process. But the path of peace requires a different, stronger response, authenticity rooted in non-reaction. We cannot stop people from generating black smoke. We cannot silence every critic or heal every angry heart we encounter. But we can refuse to choke on their exhaust. We must just be you. This is not a call to passivity, but to a sturdy, unshakable kindness. When the world offers hate, we are under no obligation to accept the gift. We can respond with a silent prayer, may you be well, happy, and peaceful. This isn't necessarily for their benefit, they may never hear it, but for ours. It prevents their bitterness from taking root in our hearts. By wishing them well and continuing on our way, we maintain our dignity. We protect our peace not by fighting the darkness, but by refusing to let it dim our own light. We manage our feelings, return to the present, and keep walking. This intentionality becomes even more critical when we look at how we relate to one another in our technological age. We are facing an epidemic of disconnection that is arguably more dangerous than any conflict. We have built tools to connect us across oceans, yet we have forgotten how to connect across a dinner table. The observation of the modern airport terminal is a haunting tableau of our times, hundreds of people sitting together, yet worlds apart, each locked into the glowing rectangle of a smartphone. We are physically present but spiritually absent. We have created individual silos, private worlds where we curate reality to our liking, shuffling through the internet while ignoring the living, breathing human beings standing 3 feet away. We must ask ourselves, what have we lost in this trade? Before the dominance of the screen, we were forced to look up. We were forced to rely on one another, to ask for directions, to share a nod of acknowledgement, to engage in the small, messy, beautiful friction of community. Now, we are efficient, entertained, and profoundly lonely. The black smoke of the world is exacerbated by this isolation because we no longer see each other as people. We see each other as avatars, comments, or obstacles. To walk for peace in the modern world means to look up. It means putting the phone away to look into the eyes of a stranger, to be fully present with a friend, to risk the awkwardness of real intimacy over the safety of digital distance. We need to dismantle these separate worlds we have built and remember that we share one common, fragile reality. Ultimately, the journey back to connection, with others and with ourselves, leads us to the most fundamental aspect of our existence, the breath. It is the most shocking and simple truth of all. Many of us are walking around as if we died a long time ago. We have become so disconnected from our own bodies, so lost in the labyrinth of our thoughts and anxieties, that we have forgotten the basic rhythm of life. We breathe shallowly, just enough to survive, but not enough to truly love. We are too busy to feel our own heartbeat. To practice mindfulness is to undergo a resurrection. It is to decide, in this very moment, to come back to life. Every breath is a miracle we ignore. Every beat of the heart is a gift we did not earn but continue to receive. When the Venerable speaks of the 111, the signs, the rainbows, the storms, it is a reminder that the universe is constantly speaking to us, constantly offering us beauty, if only we are awake enough to see it. The practice is to return to the breath, not as a chore, but as a homecoming. Breathe in and know you are breathing in. Breathe out and know you are breathing out. This is the anchor. This is the only thing that is real. When we are grounded in the breath, we are no longer ghosts haunting our own lives. We are fully embodied, fully alive, and capable of handling whatever the road throws our way. The walk, of course, never really ends. The physical pilgrimage may arrive at a destination, the monks may return to their temples, and the crowds may disperse, but the true journey is just beginning. We do not walk for peace once, on a special occasion. We must walk for peace every morning when we wake up. We walk for peace in our kitchens, in our traffic jams, in our difficult conversations, and in the quiet moments of the night. It is a long journey, a lifetime journey. There will be days of sunshine and days of torrential rain. There will be moments when we feel strong and moments when we want to shut down. But if we can remember to slow down, to let go of control, to switch our minds from fear to love, and to breathe as if our lives depended on it, because they do, then we are contributing to the healing of the world. We keep walking, step by step, breath by breath, carrying the message of peace not just in our words, but in the very way we inhabit this earth. And in doing so, we find that the peace we were searching for was never at the end of the road. It was right here, in the walking itself.